What's going on, friends? How's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea news. Wowee. Enzo Fernandez absolutely tore Brazil apart in a World Cup qualifier, getting a goal and an assist, a man of the match. An all-round insane performance, playing in what looked like a new position to me. We're going to have a look at it a little bit here with his heat maps and his stats. Mind-blowing, really. More stories coming out. I'll be citing a team talk for a couple. One, of course, is regarding Jadon Sancho. Hot topic again. Apparently, he wants to go back to Borussia Dortmund, but could do so via Chelsea, that we wouldn't return him to Manchester United. We'll see what's happening there. And I'm sorry, I'm just reacting to a headline here. Chelsea target shock move for Jack Grealish. This might get as many people as excited as the Garnacho news, but look, almost certainly nonsense, and I'll tell you why. Of course, we know that Maresca knows Grealish from the treble-winning season. Spoiler, I know. Alright, so anyway, thanks for joining me. As always, strap yourselves in. It's going to be a good video. I can sense it deep within my loins. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Little reminder as well, there's daily content on the other channel, Football Yannick, where I talk all things football. Yesterday I spoke about Trent leaving Liverpool and should the Scousers be angry at him. And I speak about stuff every day in there, so do go check it out. Alright, we're going to talk about some news stories first, because the Enzo Fernandez thing I think is fascinating. He has quietly been getting better and better and better, and it's Brazil. It's Brazil, and they were chatting. You had Rafinha saying, F them in interviews. Obviously, massive rivalry, Argentina, Brazil. But it was heating up before and during, just to get slapped by Argentina and man of the match, Enzo Fernandez. So it's big news, really. Let's get Jack Grealish out of the way. This is coming from Team Talk here. Sources: Chelsea target shock move for Man City fighter. Guardiola once gone. By the way, I really like Jack Grealish as a footballer. He was amazing at Villa. I think he did get a bit Guardiola'd in the negative way at Man City, even if he was important to them for a short while. He's a top boy, Jack Grealish. He's like genuinely, I don't know why I always feel like I want to do the emotive side, the humanistic side to things in football, but he is a really nice guy. He's always got time for fans, he's just a lovely chap, apart from being a bit of a pisshead. That's the dark side of Grealish. But he's a top guy. Let's see what this article's saying. That Man City are ready to sell Jack Grealish. Unsurprising. Obviously on insane wages. Just yet another reason why he won't be coming to Chelsea. Apparently other top teams are interested in him. Look, just FYI, yeah, I do think he is a more desired winger than the likes of our player, Raheem Sterling. Grealish turns 30 in a couple of 3 or 4 months or something. The beginning of next season, he'll turn 30. Mental. Yeah, absolutely chicken oriental. Grealish has been on the books of Man City since 2021. Of course, they spent £100 million on him from Aston Villa. While Grealish has won the Premier League title 3 times over, the FA Cup once, and the Champions League once with Man City, the England international winger has failed to establish himself as a regular starter. I think he did for a short amount of time at Man City, didn't he? Sources have told us that the defending champions want to recoup as much as they can of the $100 million spent. Dreaming, mate. He's turning 30. And he's on massive wages, so you've priced him out of loads of moves. Milan, maybe. Newcastle, I mean, I can see him going to Newcastle. He seems like quite a Newcastle-y player. I've been interested in him with his former club, Villa, watching. Yeah, I mean, the Villa return would be nice, especially because obviously he left Villa. They were flirting with relegation on the regs, yada, yada, yada. But now they're really good, aren't they? And he could return and be a nice story because Villa are good under Unai Emery. Team Talk has also been intimated by sources that Chelsea have been mentioned as a destination for Jack Grealish. It would be a shock move for Maresca's side because their policy is mainly to sign young players. Indeed, although it's noted they did bring in Raheem Sterling when he's 27. Yeah, that was because we signed that. Yeah, but why is he even referencing Sterling? We brought in Koulibaly, who was older. We brought in Aubameyang in his 30s. This was before the new plan of bringing in young players. So it's almost irrelevant speaking about Raheem Sterling here. Look. Let's pour cold water on this now, shall we? Jack Grealish earns £300,000 a week at Manchester City. So even if he halved his wages to 150, that would probably be Chelsea's maximum for player, and he would have to sign a very short-term deal where they're not, committing too much. It's nonsense. We've got loads of young wingers. I think he's a good player, but maybe a Newcastle and a Villa for the story, and I can see Newcastle just maybe him fitting in a bit better there. Or otherwise, it's got City written all over him if he takes the pay cut. Let's move on. Alright, so Jadon Sancho, I feel bad for him. Bro, was his birthday yesterday. He's making all the headlines, of course. I don't think he's unhappy at Chelsea. I wonder if maybe he's... Not from how things have been going in terms of... I know he hasn't always been starting, but I'm being presumptuous here. But I do wonder, though, if he thinks, even though I'm not starting all the time, I can work my way in. I'm coming into my prime. Maresca wanted me. Everything's going to be all right. Mudryk's absence might give me more chances, which he sort of has. Again, he's a boyhood Chelsea fan, but when it's your career, it doesn't really mean that much. I wonder if just the noise of him hearing we're looking at all these wingers, I just wonder that if he thinks, okay, actually, if they're not going to fancy me that much, if they're not totally sold on me, then maybe I will go. And the story's coming from Germany that he wants to go back to Borussia Dortmund. He still speaks to everyone there. They still really like him there, of course. The situation we know is because Chelsea will finish above 14th in the Premier League, he will cost Chelsea an obligation of 25 million to buy him, or they can give 5 million to Man United to return him as a fine, essentially. People are speculating here that Chelsea will buy him for £25 million and try and, I guess, immediately sell him on to Borussia Dortmund, probably for the same amount, maybe like a nominal admin fee, like £1 million admin fee, like 26. So they're essentially just moving him on to where he wants to go, but they won't be paying a fine. I must say, I'm okay with that. I haven't got an issue with that. I remain firm on Sancho. I like him as a player. I think he's a very good player when he's in form. If he can find his form, then he could be a starter for Chelsea, but, we will see. But the reports coming from Germany and Bild, their big sport publication out there, he's got 23 English caps. That's quite a lot, isn't it? I thought it was more fleeting than that. And according to Bild, Sancho has submitted a transfer request to his agent asking the representative to secure him a third spell at Borussia Dortmund. It's fine. In the words of Steve McManaman, it's fine. It's fine. Let me know what you think there down in the comments. Now, look, of course, big game in Argentina versus Brazil. It's always a big game, but this is a World Cup qualification. Of course, Rafinha said F them, the swear word that begins with that letter, prior to the game. He was going to score. Spoiler, he didn't. He sort of dropped a bit of a stinker, really. Only Cunha scored. And Argentina won 4-1 with a certain Enzo Fernandez, as you can see here on the left-hand side, winning player of the match here on SofaScore, but absolutely dominating statistically. 4 goals. Simeone, McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, and Alvarez. Enzo Fernandez also got an assist. Matias Cunha got a goal for Brazil. Look at all these stinky ratings here. Rafinha booked 6.6 after giving it the big end. Of course, Cunha played well. Vinny playing as a striker. Rodrigo. There's a lot of beef on the pitch. Obviously there's a big shining light there, as you can see, Enzo Fernandez. So I want to take a look at them now. And firstly, look at that heat map. That is like right wing. And I'm thinking, okay, what? It was almost like a 4-4-2 in possession. But let's look at the other attackers. So Rodrigo de Paul, he's behind Enzo Fernandez, yeah? Even though like on the, you can see that, even like on the formation, he's like wider than him. He's actually behind him. McAllister, yeah, more central behind Fernandez. Obviously, Almada on the left. And Julian Alvarez, kind of in the same spot there, but in front of him. So it's almost like he's a right winger, or a right number 8. But he's stuck on this spot. A lot of I saw Google actually listed it as a 4-4-2 with Alvarez and Fernandez up top. So he's almost playing as like a forward. It's really so. Hold on, before I show you his stats, it's really interesting because it's been such a big talking point for so long now that I remember, for example, Liam Twomey, Athletic representative, being very firm on saying that, you want the game in front of Fernandez because he's got this amazing vision and passing, and maybe he's not like, I don't know, the fastest guy in the world to run in behind or whatever. And he's really good at crashing the box as well, which is something he's developed well under Enzo Maresca, getting into the box late and scoring goals. But there's this idea that because he's so good in vision and passing that he sort of stays back, quarterback role, regista, whatever you want to call it, deep line playmaker. But he dropped against Brazil. I know Brazil haven't been in their finest period of late. They've still got amazing players. I mean, look at the friggin' lineup he's coming up against here. This is still Marquinhos, Murillo, Joelinton, Cunha, Rodrigo, Rafinha, Vinny Jr. It's an incredible team. Let me just look at the... is our boy on the bench? Is he on the bench? Esteval! I'm not surprised he didn't come on because obviously he's 17 and they'll be looking to their more senior players like Savinha and even Hendrick, who came on, got booked. No, but he's nice that he's there. I wonder if it was the other way around, 4-1 to Brazil. Esteval comes on. Do you know what I mean? Anyway... Yeah, it's really interesting because I don't like Enzo Fernandez as a number 10 for Chelsea, as in Pochettino, and actually at times Maresca, but as a number 8, he's been amazing, like playing here, crashing the box and playmaking. But this position, he absolutely cooked Brazil. He played the whole game. He got a goal. He got an assist. He completed all of his dribbles, 1 out of 1 dribbles, 92% passing accuracy, 2 key passes, attempted 2 crosses, completed both of them, created 2 big chances, 7 out of 11 ground duels won, vast majority won, which is great, especially if you're playing more up top. It's harder to win usually, those duels out of the pitch. Possession lost only 7 times, which is amazing considering how far up he's playing. He won 4 fouls. I mean, it's amazing. He blocked a shot, made 2 tackles, and was only dribbled past once. He is man of the match by some distance. Like, who's behind him, bro? Like, he's 9 rated. I suppose Rodrigo de Paul is 7.8. And he's just blown absolutely everyone out of the water. It's nice because it's a reminder that Enzo Fernandez is friggin' amazing. And amid these stories that Real Madrid are interested, it does not surprise me at all that Real Madrid are interested. I mean, they'll be watching games like this because of Vinny and Rodrigo playing for them, and they'll be like, he's great. I mean, obviously he's a World Cup. He's a reigning World Cup champion going into this next World Cup. He's at a very, very turbulent time at Chelsea, to say the least. Almost exclusively not his fault. Because, we've gone through loads of different managers, players, play styles, sporting plans, just being really, really unsettled. Obviously, a situation where I think he split up with his baby mama, got back with her, and of course the controversy last summer with the chants about the France national team. That is his fault, by the way. Everything else isn't his fault. That's very much his fault. I know it was the whole team, but he live streamed it. Is an idiotic mistake. He's a young man, etc. We've done that previously. But amazing performance. And when you see him like this, how old is Enzo? He's 24. He's very young. He's 24, and it's the kind of position where, because he's not got any pace to lose, Enzo, you kind of see him doing this for the next decade, even now when he's playing this good. I tell you what, man, I know I've never said sell Enzo Fernandez, but I've often speculated that if Real Madrid came up to Chelsea with a lot of money, if those stories are true, and Chelsea are really happy with Andre Santos, they might be like, they might not see Fernandez as untouchable as a Cole Palmer, a Moises Caicedo or whatever like that, because Caicedo is very much worth his weight in gold. But I tell you what, man, the £100 million men in Caicedo and Fernandez, who Chelsea fans were mocked for a long time, both of them are looking like smart purchases. Of course, you'd want to buy them not for over 100 million. Fernandez, if we didn't force Benfica to buy him in that January, if we put a pre-agreement in, maybe we get him for like 80 million. Caicedo, if we agree in the opening, if we just agree to Brighton's first price, we probably get Caicedo for 80 million as well. Of course, you want to buy, maybe you want to do what Benfica does and get Fernandez, and that's what Chelsea are trying to do now with all these South American children. They're trying to get these Fernandezes and Caicedos before they cost 100 million. You look at Brighton. I think Brighton paid like a few million quid for Moises Caicedo and sold him for 115. But the point being, we were overpaid, but if they stay with Chelsea for a long time and they are this good, which they are playing this amazing, both of them respectively. Of course, Caicedo in the league, amazing. Fernandez, pretty good in the league on and off, but obviously in an Argentina shirt, demonstrating his immense ability. It's very, very exciting, and I'm pleased to see it. I must say, I didn't watch the game because it was in the night, but wow, we were some incredible statistics there from the Chelsea vice-captain. Sweet. So let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for joining me as always. Thank you for dropping a like and subscribing. If you do want to watch more content from me, just pop over to Football Yannick. This is the channel where I talk other footballing stuff. So you might dig it. Really getting more subscribers now. I'm on 15,500 subs. I'm getting quite a lot actually. I've got a few hundred the last week. So yes, thank you for joining me on there. And enjoy the football. See you soon. Peace.